Welcome back to the Charismatic Voice and to My Choice Tuesday. It's been too long since we've heard from one of my favorites, Diana Ankudinova, and she recently sang a song that I absolutely adore on a show called The Showmaskgoon, I believe. And this song seems to be blowing up, so I thought I would save it for a Tuesday reaction, and many of you have been requesting it as well. This is going to be Can't Help Falling in Love. This, of course, was made famous by Elvis Presley. It was written, though, by George Weiss. And one of the little-known things about this song is that it isn't actually about Elvis Presley's love interest in the movie Blue Hawaii. He sings it instead to his grandmother. And this is particularly interesting because of Diana's situation. She was abused as a child and abandoned by her mother, and then later was adopted by a really, really wonderful woman, and I know she cares deeply about her family. So knowing that this song was sung by Elvis to his grandmother, I wonder what kind of extra emotional layers Diana might be able to put into it with her family background. Let's get to it.
Wise men say only fools rush in, but I can't help falling in love with you.
Whoa, this is way different than I was expecting, right? The song, even in the opening chords, like it always has this like kind of strumming arpeggio going along in it that is major and feels happy and cheerful. And this feels dark and creepy. And wow, I don't know if I nailed it on the head saying, I wonder if Diana is going to have a very different interpretation of this, but from her family life, or, who knows, maybe it has to do with something else in her life. I don't know, but whoa, this has got such a different kind of interpretation, like almost like an obsession going on. And her voice from the get-go, I think it's even darker than the last time I heard it. It's really an extraordinary instrument to me, one of the most unique sounds that's out there. She is a true contralto, and I think it's just amazing to hear that really full-throated, deep sound coming from such a young woman. It's beautiful, beautiful. It's haunting. Wow, I got like the beginnings of shivers immediately when it started, the very first sound she made. It's a beautiful outfit, too. So sad. Whoa. Before she even starts, like, wow, look at that camera shot. Is it working off of a reflection in the stage? That is gorgeous. Okay. Whoa, beautiful camera angle. Huh.
Wise men say only fools rush in, but I can't help falling in love with you.
Love the mic technique where she fades it out slowly there.
Wise men say only fools rush in, but I can't help falling in love with you.
goodness. Um, this is so eye-opening and like shiver inducing. I keep having goosebumps run through my body right now. I'm shocked. The way that she's exploring the song, obviously it like has gone so far from the original. It's bringing a different kind of meaning to the lyrics. Uh, I I think if you had different lyrics, people might not even recognize that it's based on the same song because it is so very different. The melody is feeling, of course, it's following a very similar pattern. This is one of the reasons I like this song, and I love using this song for teaching, particularly for people that are beginning, because the intervals are they're not too difficult to negotiate right away. Has a lot of stepwise motion in it too. So anyhow, great song if you're starting to sing and you're wondering what to sing, especially if you have a deeper voice. I'm looking at those deeper voiced men out there that keep trying to sing really high notes when you should just embrace your wonderful natural deep sound that is gorgeous. Anyhow, Can't Help Falling in Love with You is one of the better songs to begin working on. I want to hear tons of people sing it in this minor key though. It's just, I never thought that it would work to even have it in a minor key. It didn't occur to me. I love the way that when she jumped up the octave here, as she's singing essentially the second chorus, I guess, second verse here. When she jumped up the octave, I like the way she keeps a certain fragility in her sound, and she's having so much good vibrato control as well. I want to go back and listen to that one more time. Whew.
Wise men say.
Really, really interesting on the wise men say. That is choosing on the word say. It is taking a different pitch from the original. And that's when you're immediately set off like, oh, this is definitely going to follow a path that's going to keep the melody more in line with the minor key. You need to change it a little bit so that it really flows into this new setting that's been established.
Wise men say, only fools rush in, but I can't help falling in love with you.
Beautiful ooh vowel. There's like a hollowness in it too.
But I can't help falling in love with you.
I like the slide a lot in there. I love her eyes and the stillness she has. She has so much poise on stage. Wow, her voice is just, it's an instrument that is so extremely unusual and haunting. I'm going to go back and listen to the slide again because that really got me.
But I can't help falling in love with you.
She has such a great tone quality up there. And I have to say, I'm really excited to hear her in this upper register. I've heard her in a few things a while back, and I know that she was really crushed when her voice teacher, I believe, passed away. And it sounds like she's continuing to do some really great vocal work because I'm hearing a certain bridging between her registers. It's a lot more smooth. It sounds like she's able to bring in more elements of the chest voice into the head voice and more elements of the head voice down into the chest voice. but she hasn't lost any of that glorious, deep tone quality that is so fundamentally part of her sound. So I think I'm really excited to hear about or hear how she's taking care of her voice and expanding it. I think it sounds like she's definitely on the right track. Let's go back a little bit. This is beautiful. And look at them. Oh, I think I read a little bit about this. I think that this is the jury is a bunch of other singers, I believe, and that they all rate each other in this. And there's kind of a cool rating scale that they've got going on. So I bet that was really fun. And I love how entranced they are. Look at that. Wow. Okay, let's go back to this vocalise. By the way, a vocalise is something that doesn't have any words. So now she's just singing on essentially an ah vowel. And so I call it a vocalise at this point because she no longer has lyrics. Wow. We're going to go back and listen to that again. It's so exciting when you hear her break out that full, huge sound where she's putting so much more volume and body behind her chest voice there. And I love the flip up into you. I think the ooh vowel is so pretty in her voice, especially right there. So anyhow, when she gets into that full chest voice, the resonance and the sound, it reminds me of Nina Simone. It reminds me a little bit of Sade. Well, maybe a little bit of Cher in there. I mean, I just kind of go through. It's got so much richness to it. Like it's like almost like a really warm drum being beat, but just consistently being beat. So there's one sound that's of a slapping of the drum, but the drum rumbling the whole time. You hear this like just gorgeous chamber of sound where you can say, okay, she's really, I think in her anatomy, you see she's got a huge mouth, and I think she's got a lot of room in there to help saturate the sound essentially before it's coming out. And I love that you hear like not only the low fundamental that's been created so beautifully with so much ease too, but also you hear these overtones on top, like an octave above, an octave and a half above, and it feels just so rich and velvety. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous sound. It's so unusual to hear. Okay, let's go back. Is this where she starts belting maybe? Close? Wow. In her eyes too. By the way, okay, check out this last vowel, the U. I love the way she's forming it. She's not sticking to like a really closed ooh. She's opening it up more, which would make sense for her voice, especially that deeper sound. To open up the sound a little more would really highlight a lot of the great quality she's got going on. So instead of going you, she opens up to ya, and there's still a little more ooh vowel in there than what I just did. Yo. Look like the mouth shape. Wow. Wow. One more time. I want to go back to this belty section and just appreciate how amazing she is on stage at the same time. You know, I think it's so correct not to do tons of extraneous movements in this. I love the way she naturally sways, though, and the way she uses her hands, like they're reaching out. This almost feels like a teenage girl being swept away in love as well. So I don't know. I have no idea what she's emotionally connecting to in this, other than I know that she is emotionally connecting to something extremely powerful and imparting that to us. That's one of the beautiful things about messaging in a song. You don't have to tell somebody what it is that emotionally brought you there and to the point of singing that day. But as long as you give something, people will feel that. And I think it's this moment is reminding me also of essentially a teenage girl who's caught up in love for the first time, where she feels like she can't help but love someone. And I wonder if maybe that's something that was tugging on her heart, or maybe that's just something that I feel like I would have really related to at her age. All right, let's go back a little bit. Beautiful hands. Yeah, exactly. It's amazing.
Bravo!
There was such a breathtaking and unexpected version. I feel like it worked really well, though. It's almost like you can't even compare the two versions. They're so different, right? We went through, maybe half of the lyrics in Diana's version here. There's even a bridge section where there's like some arpeggiation that happens in the original. Totally don't have that here. Instead, we have just a lot of repeats of this same melody in different registers with different timbres and different textures certainly behind as well. I love the epic feeling that we get in the accompaniment, especially. It feels like this falling in love is fated, and like the whole world is going to burst open because you can't control it. I think it's such a fascinating interpretation of this original, and I hugely appreciate this different point of view. And of course, I hugely appreciate Diana's vocals on it. I think she is a stellar performer, all the way from how she moves on stage to how she sings. She's got an amazing instrument in her, which I really think is one of the most unique sounds that's out there right now. It's gorgeous, gorgeous. I love that inherently deep richness in it. It's beautiful. And it was so perfect to create this different image of a song that I know and love. And just, wow. Thank you to many of you who brought this up to me and said, hey, did you know that she released a new song? I didn't know about it. And so you mentioned it to me, and that's how I found it and wanted to bring it to my Choice Tuesday. So thank you so much for letting me know. Please continue to make recommendations down in the comments below. That's where we look for them the most. And you can also find me here on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Fridays at 8 a.m. Arizona time. That's when we have live premieres. There's a live chat that I'm always at, and I like to chat with people that are there. And there are no advertisements. So you can just watch the whole video straight through with us and celebrate it being released. So I hope I'll see you at one of those premieres sometime. You can also find me on Patreon and at thecharismaticvoice.com. Thank you.